So, respected chairman of this technical session and other my panelists and esteemed delegates of this 9th World Water Summit and ladies and gentlemen. Good morning to one and all. First of all, I apologize to the chairman for late joining in this session due to the heavy traffic. You know that because I was in between with that. Sorry for the late joining this session. That I thank Professor Garg for giving me opportunity to share my views on the water scarcity, water conservation in India. That. So I am Vivekanandan, working as a scientist in Central Water and Power Research Station, which is one of the R&D organization of Ministry of Jal Shakti. This is 100 years old organization. It was established by Government of India in 1916, and we are in the end of 119 years. And we are catering the needs of various R&D projects in water, power, coastal, harbor, and specific driven studies. So the objective of the study is that we conduct is applying mathematical and statistical and various more hydraulic modeling and techniques in solving the problems related to hydrology water sector. That this particular session this is only how we can the India water resources and water scarcity, water conservation. Because I plan to present some specific studies, but it is due to time constraint. Only 50 minutes is allocated to me. So I thought we'd better focus on the global aspects. So India's water resources, water scarcity, and water conservation. As you are aware, the Brahmaputra is always flooding. Throughout the year, we'll get the flood that. At the same time, coming to Kaveri, no water. At the drought prone areas that. In global, so we have the water at one sector, northeast, and if I coming to the western and southern side, at the drought prone area that. Now why it is happening? How we can tackle the situation with the available sources, and how we take an overview what are the water resources available in India that, and what are the reasons for scarcity, and how can we overcome the tussle the issue that. This was the objective of this presentation. It is not okay. Yeah. So we are taking the water available at a glance. The water is one of the most important renewable natural resources for supporting in life. In comparing to the global aspects, area of the country of worldwide is 2.4%, and the population of the world population India contributed 17.1%. At the same time, the water availability is 4% based on World Water Index. The ranking per capita availability 132. So you can focus on that where we stand. The rank in water quality 122. It is water totally contaminated. And the average annual rainfall it is 1160 mm. The range of distribution is temporal as well as spatial distribution. It is 150 to 1160 mm. And the most of the range of rainy days 150 days. Most probably in the monsoon session, maybe June to September, and if coming to the East Coast, it is November to January. The range of potential evapotranspiration 1500 to 3500 mm, and water available per capita 1580 cubic meter. As I say now, because as it is we have the sufficient water to cater the needs of our domestic needs, but over the period of time 2025, 2050, we may face the water scarcity as we have the water stress also that. So seeing the temporal and spatial variation of rainfall, if we taken all over India, having 890 mm. At the same time, Meghalaya we having 11,000 mm that. If we coming to western Rajasthan, it is 100 mm only. Then the precipitation during June to September, we are receiving 300 billion cubic meter, almost 5% of the total water requirement for the whole nation. Now, how we can be bifurcated? If the annual precipitation including snowfall is for Himalayan regions, it is 4,000 quantity, almost 100% we are receiving. Out of 4,000 kilometer cube, it will be having 3,000 from the precipitation. And from this we have the average annual potential flow is 1890 And how the utilizable water resource, even the water is available, how much water can be utilized for our various purposes. It is 1123. Out of 1123, 690 from ground surface water and 433 from groundwater. And for to meet the deficit, we created the additional storages. It is created 253 to check dam, storage, and various minor and major dams. And the storage of utilizable water is 15.5%, which is under construction, and the various schemes. And the estimated water need, it is 2050, we are reaching 1450 kilometer cube. This is how to focus on that. As it is, we are having up almost 1123 only, but if we are going to the period of time, another 25 50 years, we need 1450. But how we can manage this deficit? It is 327. Out of 327, we can get 200 from the interlinear river basins. This is one of the projects launched by Government of India to interlinking the rivers, 30 rivers from Ganga to Kaveri. But all the 30 rivers, we created the detailed project report for all the 30 links, for which the nodal agency is National Water Development Agency, NWDA. It is headquarters in Hyderabad. They are the nodal agency. They create the detailed project report for all 30 links. But out of Ben and Betwa, UP and MP, we create that UP and MP, we create the first link. Somewhere due to the political intervention, it is not implemented at all the 30 links. The DRP and the evaluation, it is approved by the Government of India, but will take some time to execute the things as per the present circumstance. Then, how we are meeting the basin-wise water availability? If you are seeing the map, you see Meghalaya, Brahmaputra, we are having more than 13, almost 14,000 cubic meter. Same thing, Sabarmati 263. The Gujarat, we have highly, it is a deficit area that we can able to meet. As far as coming to Tamil Nadu, it is Kaveri that. But whether any sources are available, yes, is available. We already have the sufficient check dams, dams are there, but due to some policy issues, we are unable to get it. If we are taking the Tamil Nadu, the major issue is that Tamil Nadu and Karnataka. But coming to Krishna, it is Andhra and Telangana. Now, it is that. We are coming to this one, Kaveri, it is a dispute between Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. So, there are the interstate issues, how we can resolve it. So, the ministry has developed so many missions as well as so many both to resolve the issues that, but it is water is the state related issues and the center cannot take any decision because in favor of, it will go to some favor of some states. So, they distribute very tribunal committees for Narmada and for each and every river, major river basin, they have that set up the tribunal committee. The tribunal committee will access and they will give the neutral solution. It not should affect both the states and should be the one-to-one give and take policy that. So, that's why most of the interlinking river basins are unable to implement because of some political interventions. If you are seeing the water availability per capita, if you are seeing if 1951 we have 5177, now where we stand, it is drastically come to 1140. Now coming to the water availability, we are concentrating two factors. One is water stress and water scarcity. The water stress globally we are having, we should have 1700, it is a landmark, it is a threshold value that. If we are coming water scarcity, it is having 1140. It is more than 1100, it reaches to 1140, it is water scarcity only that. So probably at the metal, at this present circumstance, we are having the sufficient water, but in the, over the periods of time, by 2025 or 2050, we may have the severe water scarcity in another 25 years. So these are the projected water demand for various purposes: irrigation, domestic, evaporation, industry, power, ecology, and inland navigation. Now, if we are coming to the water crisis in India, that. So the Niti Aayog it is prepared the report Composite Water Management Index. It is having 16 million Indians face high to extreme water resources, almost half of the entire population. Now it is 150, 140 crores. If you are going to reach 150 crores by 2025, so if you are taking 600, you can take almost, you can calculate that almost more than near to 50% of the population will face the water crisis, the water scarcity by 2050. Then how you can tackle this issue that? So the various schemes are launched by Government of India that. And out of the 800 districts, but 21 Indian states, especially Delhi, Bangalore, Chennai, and Hyderabad, and severe water scarcity issue due to groundwater depletion. Because in my earlier days, that most of the industries approaches to the Hyderabad, the high-tech city in our college days, 2000 something. Now they slowly shifted to it is Bangalore. Then Bangalore, if it last few years back, 1 or 2 years back, if the groundwater depletion is table is slowed down, the severe water scarcity, they shifted all the IT industries from Bangalore to other region. Now they are marching towards to Pune, Maharashtra. Especially the industries established by the various farms in Hyderabad. Now we are looking towards Chennai or Maharashtra only, due to the depletion of the groundwater table, especially Bangalore and other Hyderabad. Now, the Maharashtra is facing a lot of problems due to the globalization, urbanization, and rapid growth of population, and the migration of the industries from other one state to other states. So, Maharashtra also facing severe issues. That is, by 2024, we already have some, you can come through the newspapers, some public domain available, that de-resource area was available because most of the industries are down. They requested the employees to carry out the work at home because due to scarcity of water. Then how we can challenge the things? If I take the water scarcity challenge, almost most of the states, if I take in the Maharashtra, especially other than northeastern region, we are having the water scarcity that you have to address due to some over consent. By seeing the map, if I take almost 50% of the poor is water scarce. The entire country we are having water stress because the present population 140 crores. So 600 crore, 60 crores of population will face water scarcity. So almost 44% is based upon the water availability index. We calculated 54% of the population will be with the water stress. If you are taking Rajasthan, it is higher, and coming to Assam, it is less stone because Assam is northeastern part. So we are having sufficient rainfall due to the Himalayan and other regions that, and especially Rajasthan, it is a drought prone area, so it is highly water stress area that. Then what are the major causes for water crisis? The over dependence on groundwater, because it is always depending upon groundwater, because almost 65% of the groundwater used for the irrigation, 80% for the drinking purpose only that. But unfortunately, the groundwater is contaminated, we are unable to make use of it. It is not potable water for drinking purposes. We have to refurbishing, or you have to recycling or retreatment for the groundwater for the utilizable water resources. Then inefficient water management, because of the agriculture sector we consume 85% of the available fresh water, relies on insufficient practice like flood irrigation and flood mapping. And coming to the cropping pattern by government policies and initiative, water incentive crops like rice, sugarcane, water scarce regions further aggressive in the crisis. If we come to Maharashtra, the sugarcane is the main product, but unfortunately we not sufficient water due to the groundwater depletion. Then the contamination of water, the pollution contamination, as the CBCB report, the holy rivers Ganga and Yamuna, it is unavoidable because we are performing the puja and throwing the flowers on the river due to the holistic aspects, but it's not properly treated. If we go into Ganga and a lot of siltations are there, it should be removed at least once a year at regular interval, so that it will be very clean and rest water that can be from flowing through the other parts, it can be treated, you can reuse it. So the pollution control board creates some guidelines how we can make this one siltation process, how we can remove the siltation at regular interval. They frame some guidelines, it is going on. So fairly now Ganga and Yamuna do some good amount of work regarding the removal of siltations. Then the climate change. This is one of the hottest topic. Everywhere talk about the tropical change, climate change. That yes, it is there because the climate change. If you're taking for this present this year, with that West Coast southwest monsoon is unpredictable. Normally it comes in the month of July, but in Maharashtra we receive the rainfall by May itself. It's due to climate change, but we have no control on that because the globalization, impact of global climate change, you have to make some innovations that. So what we have to increase the water table only that by using some innovative measures. The rapid urbanization. As I told earlier, because of the urbanization, the migration of the people from one state to another state due to some job and other aspects. A lack of adequate water infrastructure. We don't have the sufficient water infrastructure. We have the sufficient guidelines, but we are unable to set up the infrastructure due to some one of the reasons. Then population growth. Ultimately, it is It is nothing or no control on that. Government is initiating measures. It is unpredictable. It is expected population growth. It more 1.7 million by 2050. You can imagine that. So where is 90 crores now at 140? Now going to 170 crores by 2050. Then the available water resources only 11,000 per capita per day. So nearly 60 to 70 crores of people will be deficient water supply by 2050. Then we think about it. There is no groundwater. Surface water is less. Then you have to take some initiative how we can create elevation, increase the groundwater table, that how we can make use of the surface water for the utilization purposes. Then inadequate policy implementation, because toward the NWDA it is interlinking reverberations. We have the sufficient guidelines, we prepare the detailed project report, but we could be able to implement it. So when coming to water, it is somebody said the state issues, somebody central issues, and if you are having it as both sides, it's correct. Because the state is distributing, they're ready to agree with the tribunal judgment, anything, the state will be coming to us condition. But coming to center, that you have no control on that. So it is give and take policy that. Now, by summarizing all that water crisis in major 4 cities, so what are the major factors available? The deficient of rainfall, because the rainfall deficit is there over the time period, and depletion of groundwater, and industrial pollution waste. That is quite frequently we are facing that, because when the industry is coming up with new things, a lot of wastage will be generated. Then you have to focus on the waste management. Then ineffective water management. So we don't have effective on the water management, inadequate water structure, and the reliance on distant water resources. Because the basin to basin water availability per capita is varying, so that should be addressed. And the rapid urbanization, population growth. And uneven distribution of rainfall topography, and water intensive crops, water body encroachment, impacts of climate change. So the water scarcity, how we can affect? One is health issue, ecosystem, reduced agricultural productivity, and economic losses. So these are the possible impacts of water scarcity. And how we can address to the water crisis? It is good water management practice. So it is rainwater harvesting, rooftop rainfall harvesting, active measures by state governments, restrictions on water use per person, treatment of reuse of water, need to emphasize behavioral change. And second one is interlinking river basins. We propose 30 interlinking river basins, 16 peninsula and 14 non-peninsula region. So totally 30. It was the ongoing project. Even that is established some few years back, some 2-3 decades back, still it is an ongoing project only. For which we, the NWDA, it is one of the nodal agency, it is autonomous body under the government of Ministry of Jal Shakti. They create the detailed project report, submit to the government of India that. So the reports are available to all the states who are participating in the interlinking river basins, but the execution, the implementation of the project depends upon the states as per the state water availability that. So almost the chairman was laughing. So those are the things, what are the things behind that? The river basin authority and good cultivation practices. And what are the challenges are there in the natural situation as well as human and managerial and development challenges and climate change? But climate change is always coming everywhere. You have taken care of address the issues. For this, we coming to water conservation. So how we can overcome the water scarcity and the water stress? For that, the government of India creates some initiatives under the various categories. National Water Mission. The objective of the National Water Mission is conservation of water and minimizing the wastage and ensuring its more equitable distribution both across and within states to integrated water resource development management system. Then Jal Jeevan Mission. It is another project launched by Honorable Prime Minister of India. It is launched in 2019 with the aim to provide functional tap connection with premise of each rural household in India by 2024. So why the Jal Jeevan Mission was started that? Because we're taking the Rajasthan and central part of India, people have to walk through for hours, more than 2 or 3 or 4, 5 to 10, 6 kilometers to bring the drinking water. So his objective was you have to bring the tap, each would have the tap connection. So it was launched in the Ministry of Jal Jeevan Mission. Then Ministry of Jal Shakti, it is one of the government sector. It is organizing all the needs of taking care of the issues and challenges related to water sector. Atal Bhujal Yojana. So it will give the focus on the groundwater resources. For about 37 such blocks are identified in the country to increase the groundwater table. And another scheme was launched by Government of India is Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana. It's one of the irrigation farmers, how we can optimize the irrigation with the available resources. The National Aquifer Mapping and Management Program. So this is one of the, we have to identify the central blocks, water blocks through aquifer mapping. Then the Bureau of Water Use Efficiency, how the water use can be used very efficiently. Then even if you are creating many policies, everything, we personally feel that community participation involved that. So the people should understand what should not be wasted. It should be optimally used with available resources. Then you have to find some traditional method how you can increase the water, you can help to the water conservation. Then come to the technological advancements. Before that, yes. The technological advancements, micro irrigation, because when coming to irrigation that due to availability of water, we go for micro and sprinkler irrigation. If with minimum water, utilizable water, we can create more crops. So they focus on micro irrigation as sprinkler irrigation, and water recycling, reuse. Water, recycling and reuse, and rainwater harvesting, and the ponds and lakes to be rejuvenated. So these are the addressing challenges. I will highlight, I will take 2 or 3 minutes to highlight the schemes only. The National Water Mission, it is developed, they are having 2 phases. One is September 1992 and November 19. It was identifying the water blocks. This is set up, you want to set up the National Water Mission, any government sector, you have to follow this procedure. So this water mission, we give the guidelines for the water facility security policy and how we can manage the flood and droughts. The Jal Jeevan Mission, this was having in 1972 started. It is have the renamed various process. It come to 2019. It is called Jal Jeevan Mission to provide the water household. Each and every house have the tap water. The funding pattern 90% by center, 10 by Himalaya, some regions, and 100 for state and central Indian territories, 50-50 for such of the states. So that the community participation, always involvement is required in each and every water-related schemes. You have a significant process. Almost we reached the milestone for 15.44 crores out of 70, almost 80%. The rural household have the tap water connection. The clean drinking water in 1 lakh villages. The Atal Bhujal Yojana, this is one of the schemes launched by Government of India regarding the groundwater management scheme. It will help us to increase the groundwater table and reduce the depletion of the groundwater. This Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai scheme, this is one of the schemes launched by Prime Minister of India. It is July 2025 to create the opportunities for farmers to create more crops with less water. So if you see, you can see the graph how much we are having, the progress will be increasing over the time period. Jal Shakti Abhiyan. This Jal Shakti Abhiyan, it is, the motto was catch the rain. So you have to identify the water blocks in each and every area that. Then we launch the scheme, and it is the second phase is continuing with identify the rain blocks. The community water participant water policies. No, yes. This is only 2 slides only. I will counter. So these are the technical advances in water conservation. We go for the water management, then rainwater harvesting. You have to follow the smart irrigation system and leakage detection system. This one of the Xylem agency have the wonderful thing for leakage detection system. When my last meet met with them, it was wonderful, but it is highly cost effective. Highly cost involvement, not cost effective. the nanotechnology, and you have to follow rain sensors and waste first management and decentralized infrastructure. Coming to the water conservation method, rainwater harvesting, flood management and wastewater treatment, the reuse of cycle. So this you have to adopt it to increase the water conservation. So these are the state level performance from Gujarat to Jharkhand. You can find Gujarat having the highly water scarcity. You have to follow it. These are the summarized. So water has to be renamed too slow on the list of political priorities of overlong. As climate change involves, governments have to learn to operate under conditions of greater risk and uncertainty, and the more investment data essential as well as scenario tools that inform decision making. Sharing information is the key factor for better sharing of resources and benefits. Ultimately, the farmer requests to the community that this much we can do: reduce, reuse, recycle, for a better water conservation method, to create more crops with the minimum optimization of water. And these are the things can be done by the any common people to serve the society by using 3 R's: reuse, recycle, reduce. Thank you.